Welcome student. We started our discussion on enzyme kinetics. We will continue our discussion on Michaelis-Menten equation. As we know from the final expression that V is equal to V max concentration of the substrate divided by K plus concentration of substrate. So what happen if K is very small compared to the substrate concentration? So putting this value means by that K is negligible small. So we can ignore it and V comes out to be V is equal to V max. Okay. So here is so we can say that the reaction is independent for the concentration of substrate when the K is negligible small and the reaction comes out to be zero order in this reaction, in this condition. And next, if the K is very large compared to the concentration of S, so we can ignore the concentration of S in the above expression. So we observe that the reaction is first order in this case. Okay, so the rate of reaction depends upon the concentration of the reactant, so it is first order in this case. Now suppose that the third is the condition when the concentration comes out equal to the K, that is Michaelis-Menten constant. So putting the value, we replace K with the S, so V comes out to be V max divided by the 2. Okay, so K is we can find out the Km value through the graph. Okay, because it comes out to be V max divided by 2. So this is the Michaelis-Menten graph. We plotting V against the substrate concentration. So here we can easily find out the Km value because it is just half of the V max. Okay, and the V max is at the topmost position, which is shown in this parabolic path. Okay, so this is all about that how the V max value can be plotted or can be drawn through the Michaelis-Menten equation by plotting the graph concentration against the velocity of the rate of the reaction. So here one thing we want to discuss about the turnover number. So we have discussed the Kcat. Okay, so Kcat represents the turnover number. Basically, the how much substrate is that is changes to the product. Okay, so that is called the turnover number. So this is the Lineweaver-Burke equation, or how. So when we draw that is Michaelis-Menten equation, the graph is not the linear one. It is having a hyperbolic curve, and the direct measurement of the Vmax cannot be possible because the curve become flattened as the Vmax is reaching. It does not touch the value, so it is not easy to determine the Vmax value directly through the Michaelis-Menten graph. So the Lineweaver-Burke equation or the plot is very useful in this equation, in this case. So what happened, we know that V is equal to Vmax through the Michaelis-Menten equation, so just by reversing it, okay, taking the reciprocal, we comes out to be 1 by V is equal to, so the denominator become numerator here. So we have Km plus substrate concentration divided by Vmax concentration of S. Okay, so this is just like now the changing when we just separate this equation. So what we get here, so 1 by V is equal to 1 by Vmax. Okay, it is the C intercept. Okay, equation Y is equal to C plus mx. Okay, so C comes out to be intercept plus Km divided by Vmax comes out to be slope, and 1 by the concentration of S comes out to be x. Okay, so plotting the graph y against x, y here is 1 by V and x is 1 by, that is 1 by concentration of S. So we are getting the plot like this. Okay, so here now we can find out the value of Vmax because just the intercept giving you the value 1 by Vmax. Okay, so the quantitative estimation of the parameters become very easy if we convert the Michaelis-Menten equation to the Lineweaver-Burke equation. Okay, so this is very most common type of interpretation which is generally used in the enzyme kinetics for the study. Rest other one is also there, but the Lineweaver-Burke equation is very much important. So next we will discuss the enzyme inhibition. So what are the enzyme inhibitors are? So these are the compounds, or we can say that the molecules which can inhibit the property of enzyme. They can either directly bond to the active site or they can bond to another site and deactivate through the allosteric effect. So basically overall effect that they deactivate the enzyme for a particular the activity whatsoever is the reaction they are doing, they deactivate its activity towards that particular reaction. Okay, so what happened from the first equation, but we have seen that the substrate is interacting with the enzyme through a constant Km, which is the Maclaurin equation, constant, giving you complex of the substrate and the enzyme. And then there is the second K2, Kcat is also we call it, lead to the formation of E plus P, okay, the product. But if there is an inhibitor which is introduced, it having affinity towards the enzyme, so there is establishment of equilibria with the equilibria, so that is represented by I. Then there is a possibility, first there is a formation of the I, that is inhibitor and that of the enzyme complex, and then there is the substrate introduction to it. So there must be a possibility that EI is in equilibrium with the ESI, or it can be possible that the ES complex is firstly formed and then the inhibitor block it, and then there is a possibility of equilibrium between the ES and ESI. So this is all the possible type of the reaction that can be possible whenever the inhibitor is introduced. So overall it will going to affect the rate of reaction or the conversion of the substrate into the product. So we here discuss the how the inhibitor affect the enzyme kinetics. Okay, so easy through the that the above Michaelis-Menten equation, we know that V is equal to V max concentration of substrate divided the Km. But so what happened, we are now doing this changes here. Now suppose what happened here, we just writing in this different manner. So V is equal to V max concentration of substrate divided by Km divided by 1 plus concentration of S divided by Km. Okay, so now what happened, when this inhibitor is introduced, in that situation we have to consider the another equilibrium also there. So V comes out to be V max. So we have concentration of S divided by Km divided by 1 plus concentration of S divided by Km, plus we have to introduce now the concentration of the inhibitor also divided by the Ki. This is the equilibrium constant with respect to the inhibitor. Then the concentration of substrate and I, here second one, okay, the concentration of substrate and I divided by the Km dot KESI. Okay, so both these, firstly there is a formation of that ES complex, then there is a formation of ESI complex. So both these constant will be considered over here. So now the next, here we taking the reciprocal, okay, then dividing separately by V max. So we are getting this new equation, comes out to be 1 by V is equal to 1 by V max plus Km divided by V max plus 1 plus concentration of inhibitor divided by KEI, then into 1 by concentration of S plus 1 by V max concentration of I divided by KESI. Okay, just we are taking the reciprocal and dividing individually the terms and getting this equation. Okay, so now we will discuss the various type. Now this is comes out to be the common equation. Now we will going to be discuss the various type of inhibition. Competitive inhibition, as the name suggests, competitive inhibition means that inhibitor is in the competition with the substrate to interact with the enzyme. Okay, either it can be having the tendency to bind with the active site, or in general sense we can say that it is in the competition with the substrate to bind with the enzyme. Okay, so what happened, it alter the enzyme configuration that will ultimately unfavor the substrate binding. Means by that it can be either directly bound to the active site, or it can be alter the site. Okay, so that the active site get changes, so the substrate binding get affected when this inhibition takes place. So okay, so the important thing what happen over here, so in that situation, because the inhibitor is in the competition towards the enzyme, so in that the situation, that the possibility of that the substrate to bind with the enzyme is very very low. So what is the that the tendency of I to interact with the ES complex is very okay. So in that situation, this comes out to be K, that ESI comes out to be infinity. Reason behind that, because I having the infinite the tendency to bind with the enzyme. Okay, so KESI comes out to be infinity. So 1 over the last terms which we have in the previous equation. So this is in the previous equation what we have, 1 over V max into concentration of I over KESI, because it is infinity, so this comes out to be 0. So here we see that okay, so V max over this equation, so this equation comes out to be 0, rearranging again, so the value comes out to be 1 by v is equal to 1 by v max plus km v max, and this is all. Okay, again very simple, we are plotting 1 by v against the 1 by s, and we are getting, so this is the equation without inhibition. This is the Michaelis-Menten equation, Lineweaver plot equation. But when we do the inhibition, so this is the intercept which is remain the same. Okay, see that 1 by v max, the same intercept in the Lineweaver equation, so this intercept remain same, but v max remain affected. Km is increased by an factor of 1 plus, because this new factor is introduced, so this is increased by a factor of 1 plus concentration of Y divided by the KEI. Okay, so this is what the overall effect of the competitive inhibition over the parameters of the Michaelis-Menten equation. So non-competitive inhibition, as the name suggests that the inhibitor is not in the competition with the substrate. Now, okay, so sometime the inhibitor is not structurally similar to that of the substrate molecule, so there is no competition for active site for the enzyme, okay, by the inhibitor, and it fix itself someone other side. Okay, some type of allosteric effect it will going to show. It does not bind to the active site, it bind to the some another site, so it is not at all in the competition with the substrate for the active site. Okay, as a result the physical structure is not altered. Okay, so it is going to be bind at somewhere else, okay, not on the active site. So in that situation what is going on to be, because what happened, it can be equally bind to the ES complex, and it can be is equally bind to the enzyme also. So both this constant comes out to be equal. So the equilibrium constant KSEI is equal to KEI. Okay, the probability of binding the both the substrate as well as that of the, because that the binding site is different now, so both the possibility of binding is comes out to be equal. So putting this value in that previous equation, we are getting 1 by v, that is y is equal to 1 by v max 1 plus, this comes out to be intercept. Okay, now, and km v max 1 plus, so again plotting 1 by v against 1 by s, that is the concentration, we are getting this plot. Okay, so again see both km get remain unaffected. So the last point you will see that now, which is on the minus x axis, that is the km, so it is remain unaffected. Okay, but the Vmx is decreased by an factor of 1 plus concentration of inhibitor divided by the KEI. So this is all about the non-competitive inhibition. Okay, so next is R is the, okay, so here is that, here the inhibitor pulls both the E and ES into an inactive form. Very simple, na? Because it having the tendency to bind, because its site is entirely different from that other site to bind to the substrate. So EI and ESI respectively. Okay, so both are inactive, and thus the increase in the concentration of S does not overcome the effect. This is very important. If once the inhibitor inhibit in the case of non-competitive inhibition, so the increase in the S does not affect the the rate of reaction. So once it is get blocked, it is get blocked, or the increase in the concentration of S does not going to be affect any kind of the positive effect on the rate of reaction. So this is last one is your uncompetitive inhibition. So some inhibitor can combine reversibly with ES complex. Interestingly, see that reversibly, that means it can bind to the ES complex and again that is come back to the ES, है ना? So hence these are called the uncompetitive inhibitors. Okay, so firstly they inhibit, then come back again, the substrate can be the tendency that it can be lead to the formation of product. So such type of the inhibitors called the uncompetitive inhibitor. Okay, so this is also very important, that that does not going to be bind with the that of the directly with the enzyme, they bind it to the ES complex. Okay, and come back to the again to the ES. Okay, so in that situation this is very interesting, because they are not binding to the that of the enzyme directly. So in that situation that of the KEI comes out to be infinity. So once this KI comes out to be infinity, so the equation that is here, because I provided you notes, this picture does not capture that one, but through the PDF you can easily go through that equation, that is V is equal to 1 by V max plus Km divided by the Vmax concentration of, 1 by concentration of substrate plus 1 by Vmax concentration of I divided by KESI. Okay. So through the notes you can easily see that. So both the Vmax value as well as that of the Km value get affected in the case of this uncompetitive inhibition. And through the notes you can easily see the graph also here and the equation. Okay. So up to now we have discussed the enzyme kinetics, Michaelis-Menten equation, Lineweaver plot, as well as that of the enzyme inhibition. So further we will continue with the enzymes. Okay. And we will discuss the various other important enzymes and their activity we will discuss. So thank you so much up to, and if you have any kind of doubt you can discuss with me and ask any question related to this, and through our Google Classroom. And I also provided you that of the PDF in your class, and okay, go through that PDF also. Okay, thank you so much.